previewing a NFC matchup, very interesting NFC matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. This game's going to be played on Friday, streamed on Peacock, and this is a matchup between two of the best, not the best, two of the best quarterbacks in the NFC, being Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love. Philadelphia is looking to bounce back from what many consider to be an off year, a down year for them, especially off their Super Bowl run the previous year from that. And Green Bay is looking to build off a season that many would consider in which they exceeded expectations, especially Jordan Love. Jordan Love is a product of what can happen when teams allow their first round picks to develop, specifically their quarterbacks. Too often times these quarterbacks are thrown in when they're not ready, being forced to start week one of the regular season as a rookie. And that is having a negative effect, negative impact on these players' development and growth. And you might get anomalies where players are ready to go week one, but that's very few and far between. I want to give a great example. Trevor Lawrence was a player that many thought was ready to go week one, start of his rookie season, and he looked like he was ready to go. He looked like he was going to be a great player, and don't get me wrong, he's a good player. However, there's been a very visible drop off in Trevor Lawrence's level of play from his rookie season up until now, and that is common. That's the consistent with these players, especially specifically at the quarterback position. You might get players that start off really strong, but the consistency isn't always there. Even Justin Herbert is another example who, once again, started out extremely hot his first 2 years, but there's been a bit of a drop off since then. And teams and owners, because that's where the decision is really coming down from. It's coming from ownership. Have to be willing to sacrifice 1 or 2 years of either mediocrity or, quite frankly, poor play in order to develop these quarterbacks. And the only reason you're willing, or you should be willing, to do that as an owner is because it's the quarterback position, the most important position in all of sports. No other position has as big of an impact on their team as the quarterback position. Knowing that, you have to be willing to do whatever and whenever it takes to ensure the success of players at that position on your team. And I understand that other players that don't play that position might not agree with that. That's okay. That is okay. If you do not have great quarterback play, you will not be successful. You will not win a Super Bowl. I don't care how great your defense is. I don't care how great your skill guys are. I don't care how great your defensive line is. If you do not have great quarterback play, you will not be successful. Look at the best teams in the NFL now. What do they all have? Great quarterback play. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, like we just covered in a previous segment. And Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love, Tua Tagovailoa. Plethora of guys. Aaron Rodgers, when healthy. That is the key to success for these teams. Josh Allen, if you want, Josh Allen. The key to success for these teams, CJ Stroud, the key to success for these teams is great quarterback play. Elite level quarterback play. And so you have to be willing to sit these guys for a period of time, 1 year, 2 years, in order to ensure that they're ready. And until teams and owners are willing to do that, we're going to continue to get inconsistent play at the quarterback position. People are going to say, well, look at CJ Stroud. He started last year and he had a great season. What about him? Well, that remains to be seen. We need more body. We need a bigger body of work. Let's see how he performs this year. Is he willing? Is he not willing? Is he able to take that next step? Remains to be seen. But in this specific matchup right here between Philadelphia and Green Bay, listen, this is something that many people have not talked about, but it is something that needs to be discussed. Is the championship window beginning to close for Philadelphia? So we know they made a Super Bowl run 2 years ago, and last year they lost to Tampa Bay in the wild card round. Is that window beginning to close? They re-signed A.J. Brown, and they gave Devontae Smith his contract as well, and they just traded for Jahan Dotson from Washington. So they have a solid receiving core, and they picked up Saquon Barkley as well, and they still have Jalen Hurts, like I said. They shortened the offensive line as well. Is this the year? Is this a make or break year for Philadelphia? I would venture to say that it is. If you can't win now with the pieces that you have, what else is it going to take for you if you're Philadelphia? So there is a heightened level of pressure for Philadelphia to win this year. As opposed to Green Bay, I believe that championship window is beginning to open. As San Fran begins to close their championship window as well, because I do believe San Francisco, their window is beginning to close. Other teams' windows begin to open. I believe Green Bay is another one of those teams whose their window is beginning to open because other teams, their championship window is beginning to close. And like I said, with the emergence of Jordan Love, Green Bay is going to be in prime position to not obviously win their division, possibly win their division with Detroit, but to compete for an NFC title. And Detroit is going to be one of, if not their biggest opponent coming out of the NFC in their own division, obviously. But if you had to ask me right now, the three best teams in the NFC are Detroit, Philadelphia, and Green Bay. Those three teams right now are my favorites to come out of the NFC. And Detroit and Green Bay, both of their windows, like I said, are beginning to open. And this is the last year for Philadelphia to have their championship window remain open. I believe that their window isn't as closed or as close to being closed as San Francisco's is. But I do believe that window is starting to creak a little bit if you're Philadelphia. And going into this week 1 matchup between these two teams, I do believe that Philadelphia is going to win this game by a score of 28-23. I don't believe the score is going to be an accurate representation of how the game goes. I believe that Philadelphia is going to do a great job of controlling the time possession by running the ball between the guards and allowing Jalen Hurts to throw a lot of balls between the numbers up the seams, which is something that he's continuing to improve upon. And that's going to open up the play action. And I do believe there'll be 2 or 3 big plays downfield of 30 yards off the play action. But I believe Philadelphia is going to be dominant in this game. And like I said, the score 28-23 isn't an accurate representation of the game. I believe the game is going to be more swayed towards Philadelphia, but the score won't be an exact representation of that. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that Green Bay will win this game, or do you guys think that Philadelphia is going to win this game? And what are your guys' thoughts on each team's championship window? Do you guys think Philadelphia's championship window is beginning to close, or do you guys think it's still wide open? And what about Green Bay? Is their championship window beginning to open, or has it not opened yet? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. But like I said, guys, that is it for our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a wonderful show. If you haven't already, please be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well, so you guys can stay up to date on all of our latest content that we post daily. We'll be back again tomorrow with our college football show. Until then, guys, continue to stay safe, vigilant, make smart decisions. Until next time, peace.